rescue people with difficult lives. We are very thankful to have special guest Wen McGuire come in to talk with us today. Please start off by introducing yourself.
Okay, my name is Wen McGuire. I originally came from China. There was a bad drought, and my mom just had a baby boy. My parents, they couldn't keep both of us alive. So my mom left me at the gate of Tongdu Children's Welfare Institution when I was 5. She said, "I love you," told me I was a good girl, gave me a hug, and then just left. She never came back. That night, I cried out for my mom. No one came, so I cried myself to sleep. In the morning, a staff woman from the welfare institution came out and saw me. She brought me in, and I became an orphan at that orphanage. Then, about 6 years later, I was adopted by this kind family. Now I still live with them in Connecticut.
Wow, that is tragical. I've been told that your childhood, right after you were adopted, was very difficult for you. Why don't you tell us about that?
As soon as I met my new family, it was really weird because I was forced to hug strangers. I had learned English to prepare for my adoption, but when I met them all, my English just disappeared. They tried to talk to me using these Chinese English cards, but they really failed. When I first saw my room, I couldn't believe it. It was all for myself. All the clothes was for me, no sharing with like 10 other girls, and a lot of other stuff to myself. Then after a few days, I started getting comfortable with my family, so I remembered my English. I started going to school and doing things with my family and doing things like normal kids do.
I'm glad to hear that you made it through your childhood. Are there anything you missed about staying at the orphanage?
Actually, sometimes I'd wake up later than I am allowed to at the orphanage and freak out that I'm late for my chores, but then I realized that I'm at my new home now. I also had this very close friend, and her name was Shu Ling. I missed her so much. And we were like sisters. We made a big promise. It was whichever one of us goes to a family first would find the other one a family. First, I saw that I had enough supplies for one other person. It could have been Shu Ling, I always thought. Then I asked my parents to adopt her, but they said they couldn't afford her because my dad just lost his job, and we couldn't afford like extras, which were things that we didn't need. At first, I thought I was an extra too, but I learned that now I was in the family, so I'm not an extra. For many, many weeks, I called Worldwide Adoption and other adoption websites to make Shu Ling the center of attention so that she can be adopted, by helping them change their captions about her to make it better. She was soon going to age out, which means, that she was too old to be adopted. So then she finally was adopted by someone, but I called her and she said she was too afraid to be adopted. Finally, I convinced her, and then she was adopted. My family and I surprised her at the Miami airport, and she was so happy.
That's incredible. Wow. So thank you again for talking to us today. That's all the time we have on Life Can Be Hard. Thanks for watching. Bye.